Today, we are going to be cooking a Sunday roast in the Ninja Foodi 15-in-1. Now, of course, as you can see, I've got a really good cut of a beef joint in front of me. Now, this is the meat that we are going to be using for our Sunday roast. A bit of information then about the cut of meat. It's topside beef and it weighs around 2.5 kilograms. For a cut of this size, you're expected to pay at a local butcher's around £20. And this will easily feed 4 people. We're going to cook then this joint of beef in the Ninja Foodi. I'll show you the prep beforehand. We'll then cook it in the Foodi, and then once it's cooked, we'll take it out and we'll take an in-depth look at the joint of meat. And we'll see how the Ninja Foodi managed to cook it. And then right at the end of the video, I'll present to you the Sunday roast. Now, to mention, the only thing we won't be cooking in the Ninja Foodi today is the mashed potato. So we will be putting the beef joint in the Ninja Foodi, the roast potatoes, the vegetables, and the Yorkshire pudding. And so if you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel and leave me a comment in the comment section down below and tell me, which food should I review next? Right guys, so we're just spraying the joint of beef with some fry light. So we're not using normal oil, we're using the fry light oil just to wet it so that the seasoning sticks to the beef. So next up then, we're just salting the beef now. So as you can see there, the salt being added to the beef. Again, it's a big joint of beef, so add as much salt and seasoning as you'd like if you were cooking something similar. And then next up, we're just crushing some black cherry pepper over the top. So again, plenty of seasoning as you can see there. And that fry light oil just helping the seasoning to stick to the joint of beef. And then just to add a little bit more flavour, we're just sprinkling some garlic powder over the top. And as you can see, it's starting to come along quite nicely. A thick load of seasoning on top of the beef joint. It's looking absolutely delicious at this point. And then to finish off, we're just going to add a bit of thyme again, just for some extra flavour. At this point, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And so you've just seen the prep of the beef joint. The next thing I need to do is I need to prepare our vegetables. So potatoes, carrots, and parsnips. Now the potatoes will obviously be roast potatoes. Now for roast potatoes, what I like to do is actually buy baking potatoes, because the baking potatoes are much bigger. And in my opinion, you get a better roast potato from a baking potato. Yes, they're usually used for jacket potatoes, but as you can see on screen, I'm peeling them and all I'm doing is cutting them in half. So from each potato, you get 2 roast potatoes. And then of course, moving on to our vegetables, so carrots and parsnips. Now the Ninja Foodi allows us to steam the vegetables on quick release, which means you can steam and cook the vegetables in rapid time. So as you're seeing on screen, I'm simply peeling the carrots and the parsnips and cutting them into the desired shape to go into the Ninja Foodi. And so guys, I bring you back then with the Ninja 15-in-1. And as you can see, we've added some water to the bottom of the Ninja Foodi. Now with the water, we've also added some beef stock. Because what we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting the potatoes inside the Ninja Foodi at the bottom. Obviously, we've got our potatoes there. And then I'll bring you over to the rack that we're going to be using. So this is a rack where the beef will sit just there and the potatoes at the bottom of the Ninja Foodi. And so the last of the potatoes being added to the bottom of the Ninja Foodi. Now it's important to note at this point, the potatoes, they're not parboiled. All I've done, as you've seen on the video, is to peel them and chop them in half. Now the reason that you don't need to parboil them is because we're going to be using a steam roast setting on the Ninja Foodi 15-in-1. Which means it's going to steam the potatoes first to soften them up, and then it's going to roast them. And hopefully, with that beef stock in the bottom, we're going to get some lovely tasting and looking roast potatoes. And look at that. We've now got the stand and the joint of beef in the Ninja Foodi along with our potatoes. So the next thing to do now with the Ninja Foodi, you get a prong system. As you can see there, There's a little prong. So what we now do is we look to take that out, and we are going to insert a prong which will give us a preset mode. And what that'll do, it will tell us when the beef joint is at the perfect cooked temperature. And so guys, this is the prong that you get with your Ninja Foodi. And as I advised, we put it into the prong just there and then in to the side of the meat. So we'll do that right now and bring you back. And so guys, we've added the prong to the joint of meat as I explained. It's also gone in to the Ninja Foodi there. And again, that's going to regulate the temperature and it's going to let us know when the beef joint is at its perfect cooked temperature. Now, the next thing I'm going to show you is the preset. And so guys, I bring you back then for the preset. As you can see, we've selected steam roast. We've also selected a beef joint. And we've selected for it to be well done. Now, of course, you can have it rare, medium well, or well done. And we want ours to be cooked well done, so that's why we've selected that. And so we'll go ahead and click start. And before we know it, the beef joint in our roasters, the cooking will be underway. And so guys, I'm bringing you back really quickly. Now, I'm having to shout because if you didn't know, the Ninja Foodis can be quite loud. But as you can see there, the target temperature is 65 and we're already 10 minutes in at nearly 13 probe temperature. And again, that's for a well done joint of beef. So I'll bring you back halfway through and we'll take a look at how it's looking around the 30 mark. Right guys, we just hit the halfway stage, so I want to give you a quick look at how we're looking at the halfway stage. Look at that there, that roast joint of beef looks absolutely incredible. And again, this is only halfway done. Now just to let you know, after the steam setting had done its thing, I'd move the roast potatoes up to join the beef, so that it benefits from the roast setting. Right guys, I'm bringing you back at the 52 mark. So we haven't got very long to go at all. I'll give you another insight here at how we're looking. Again, look at that roast beef. It's really starting to come together now. The reason for me taking a look at this point is because I think the roast potatoes are all but done. So I'm going to get those now out of the Ninja Foodi and let the roast beef continue to cook until it's at the probe optimum temperature. And so just a quick look at the roast potatoes. Don't forget we didn't parboil the potatoes, but still they've come out looking absolutely incredible. And I'll quickly cut one open so that you can see they're very soft inside. Look at that. Look how soft that potato is because it's been steamed roasted. And so guys, as you can see, we've come to an end. And there we have it. The roast beef joint in the Ninja Foodi. Only an hour and 15 minutes. So let me go ahead then and take this out of the Ninja Foodi. We'll let it rest for about 15 minutes and then I'll carve it up and we'll take a look at how it's cooked inside. So I've gone ahead then and removed the temperature probe. We'll now transfer it just here and look at that. It looks absolutely delicious. Incredible. Again, I'll give you a quick spin. We'll look at it in all its glory whilst it's resting. And as I say, I'll bring you back once we carve it up. And we'll take a look at what it looks like inside. Right guys, so the beef joint has rested for about 15 minutes. We're gonna go ahead now and cut the beef joint. So here we go, the first slice. You're gonna see it fall. There's the first slice. Look at that. We'll cut another one. Here we go. These are thick slices, but look at that. Looks succulent, looks incredible. So guys, before we plate up, I wanted to give you a quick look at this beef joint. I'm not a professional carver, so I've not done the best in cutting this meat, but it looks absolutely incredible. Now, of course, the setting we chose for the Ninja Foodi was well done. It looks absolutely incredible. Again, let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And so there we have it, guys. A roast dinner cooked in the Ninja Foodi 15-in-1. So overall cook time was about 1 hour and 45 minutes. With preparation, the beef itself was about 1 hour and 15 minutes. And that was for the beef to be done well. So a well done roast beef. In my opinion, it looks absolutely incredible. So there's going to be no taste test in today's video. I'm going to go away and enjoy this. However, let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts. And if you enjoy videos like this, consider subscribing to the channel and leave me a comment in the comment section down below and tell me, which food should I review next?